Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Tonight, Monday, January 23rd, 2017, I will be a guest on Jeranism's radio show on Truth Frequency Radio. It's a 3 hour program. It starts at 6 p.m. Pacific, ends at 9. That's on the West Coast. If you're back east, the show begins at 9 p.m., goes till midnight. He wants to have a conversation tonight about the flat earth theory. I am going to be on his program explaining why I think the flat earth theory is a detriment to the truth seeking community. And the reason why is because it is a belief based system that is inspiring a lot of people to act very immature and attackish and to spread false rumors against and slander, as has happened to me. The flat earth has been here for nearly 2 years, and I've pretty much ignored it the whole time while having several videos made about me saying I'm a shill just because I don't promote the flat earth. So I've always tried to maintain the high road and just ignore. But you know what? I thought by now more people would have woken up to the fact that this flat earth is a psychological operations targeting the online truth-seeking community and would be dismissed. I thought by now, 2 years later, it would have been over. And I'm not saying that Jeranism is a shill or purposefully trying to mislead people. I think Jeranism is someone who was taken in by this psyop, and now he's at that point where he's invested so much time he doesn't want to admit that he's made a mistake. And he's going to be able to express himself tonight. It's his show. It's going to be a polite conversation, but I'm going to make my points about how flat earth is a detriment to the truth-seeking community, has only created needless hostility and created a lot of energy investment in something that doesn't help us at all. As I continue to say, as I've been saying for 2 years, the world is on fire. There's real problems in this world. War, lying, tyranny, false terrorism, poisoning of the food, poisoning of the skies, poisoning of the oceans, and so much more. And it doesn't matter what shape the earth is in terms of what those problems are. We need to solve those problems. We need to raise awareness about those problems like I've been doing for more than 3 years. I've been giving up my own personal time, making no money, making major sacrifices, taking all sorts of retaliation in return just to get out the truth. And all this flat earth thing has done for me as a person trying to get out the truth, it's been a major obstacle, a roadblock. And I've just tried to ignore it. It's just because I've been attacked for not becoming a part of it. You know, that's the thing about beliefs. Flat earth is mostly pushed by very ignorant Christians, people who have no idea what Christ is or what Christianity is supposed to be. This is mostly who the flat earth community is. And just like with their religion, they hate people who don't believe the same as them. Right now, flat earth is a complete belief-based religion because there is no evidence to support the earth is flat. It doesn't make any scientific sense. And see, this is what I mean. There's so many people in the flat earth community that think science is a bad word. There are people in this world that manipulate science and use science for ill purposes, for greed. But that doesn't mean science is bad, and that doesn't mean everyone who's ever practiced science is corrupt. The flat earth community is saying that, until just 500 years ago, everybody thought the earth was flat, which is completely bogus nonsense that you learn about in your history books. The same history books that teach you Christopher Columbus discovered a land where people already lived. This is a false history. The ancients knew the world was a sphere. Spherical earth is ancient knowledge based on ancient mathematics. That's it. It's not a new phenomenon. It's not just 500 years old. When all of you say this, you're misrepresenting. It's the same as saying Christopher Columbus discovered the Americas. It's the exact same statement to say that people have only thought the earth was a sphere for 500 years. Wrong. So anyway, the flat earth community, it's a bunch of believers. It's a bunch of hostile believers who are attacking people who don't agree with them. And now people are getting pissed at me because I'm finally calling, all these trolls in the comments retards. They are. I have put out nothing but kind-worded videos telling you the truth, trying to help everyone out, realizing there's a lot of people that don't want to hear it. Do you guys realize it takes courage to say things that people don't want to hear? Why do you think hardly any other truth channels are speaking up against the flat earth psyop? because they realize what's going on within the community and they don't have the cojones. You know, I've spoken out my whole life because I don't give a fuck what other people think. I spoke out when I was 18 about the lies of 9/11 in an environment where everyone was ready to go kill Osama bin Laden, where every fucking vehicle had Osama bin Laden's face on the back. Somebody must have made $1 billion in Phoenix, Arizona after 9/11, just on that. And I was telling all these people that they were fools. People wanted to kill me. And I was right, they were fools. And pretty soon, all of you who are duped by this flat earth psyop, you're going to be just like all the 9/11 people in my life. Because see, a lot of people have been around me the whole time. And a lot of people fought against me and argued and said I was wrong about everything. I was wrong about 9/11. I was wrong about how they'd never find weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. All the things I've been speaking out about, things that actually matter, lying and starting wars and killing people and making people live under false terrorism. I've been right about every single one of these fucking things in the post 9/11 agenda. And all the people around me who know I'm right, they don't argue with me anymore, but they just don't say anything. Because they don't even have the decency to admit that they've been wrong. And I see the exact same type of people on the flat earth. The flat earth is just like all the other cognitive dissonance. People who would never think that their government could be, part of a 9/11 attack. That could never happen. My government could never do that to me. The earth is clearly flat. It's a fact. It's the same statement. It's wrong. It's false. It's ignorant. It's a belief. I work in the world of facts and reason and logic and intelligence. And you know what? Every time I make a flat earth video trying to help these people, I don't get a single response to a point I make. I'll make 20 points in a video. I can't even get a response to one of those 20 points. It's just an attack. A name call. You're a shill. You're a Jew. You guys, I was raised Lutheran. There's nobody Jewish in my family. The only way I could possibly be is if my dad's father is. My dad has no idea who his father is. But you know what? A lot of people think I'm Jewish because of my nose, but this nose comes from my mother's side of the family where nobody's Jewish. Almost everybody on her side has this same type of nose with a little hump up here. My dad looks less Jewish than I do. It's the cross of their genetics. But I'm just saying, if I was Jewish, it'd be because my father's dad was, and none of us know, because my dad doesn't know who his dad is. And no, I'm not related to L. Ron Hubbard. If you look at my flat earth attacks, that's what it almost is. He's related to L. Ron Hubbard. He's a shill. He's a Jew. He's a Freemason. Who is exposing more about Zionism and Freemasonry in the world than me? I'm putting out like 5 videos a day some weeks just trying to get the message out. Working my ass off. And then I got people saying that, I'm not really a truth teller because I don't think the earth is flat. Well, I am a truth teller. That's why I'm telling you the earth isn't flat. And that's what we'll be talking about with Jeranism tonight. So just understand, if I hurt your feelings, if I piss you off, I'm not here to hurt your feelings. I'm here to make you think and improve yourself. And I'm not saying I'm a perfect human being. There's a lot of things wrong with me. As mean as I am to people in the comments, I know I shouldn't be doing that, but I just get tired of listening to these trolls. These people would never say this shit to my face. And guess what? If they said the shit that they say in the comments to my face, I would say it right back. Not that that's good either, but I don't take shit. I've never taken shit in this world. I don't take shit from authority. No one. I've always been a man of my own mind. My logic and reason has always served me well in this world. And I've helped out a lot of people. And all this work I do is to help out people. Telling you the earth isn't flat is to help you out. And when I go on Jeranism's show tonight, I'll be respectful. But I'm going to be hoping that his program becomes about doing something more important with his intelligent mind. So the show's tonight, Truth Frequency Radio, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, 3-hour show. I might be on the whole 3 hours. We'll see how it goes. For you flat earthers, you are in a belief-based system, and this is true about all belief-based systems. Believing that your government could never attack you on 9/11, believing in your holy book because it was put on you from a young age and you were told to do this or else. This is what creates belief, which is something to exploit in the human mind and has always been used to exploit people. Beliefs. You can't convince a believer of anything, for their belief is not based on evidence, it's based on deep-seated need to believe. Carl Sagan. No matter what you think about Carl Sagan, the quote is absolute truth. It's why I've been able to reach so few people in all the years that I've been speaking out. So many people just want to believe what they already think is going on. They're not really thinking, they're just believing. They're letting their thoughts be their beliefs. And here's the Mark Twain quote. It's easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled. And I know that's what it is for those of you who've been taken by the flat earth psyop. You can't admit that you've been fooled. There's no evidence that the earth is flat. There's a lot of evidence it's a sphere. Remember, believe got the word lie right in the middle. And there's a lot of people in this world that have fallen for lies, and because they've fallen for them, they teach their children, you know. There's a lot of people hurting people around them, teaching them the lies that this society gives us, and not realizing how they're spreading lies. This flat earth, purposeful lie targeted at the community of truth seekers online to distract, to discredit, to divide. And for all of you who say, well, then why is Barack Obama saying there's no time for the flat earth community? You guys just don't get it. The whole reason he's even saying that is because this is a real targeted operation by our government. The most dangerous thing to what's going on in this world right now for the powers that shouldn't be is the truth being shared online that can fuck them up. Why do you think Obama's saying that? Why do you think this is happening? Flat earth all of a sudden in 2015? Give me a fucking break in light of everything going on in the world? Are you serious? Did you hear Obama's final speech, January 10th? Remember, the word president equals 110. First president to ever give his final address on January 10th, 10 days before leaving. What did he say? He specifically, in his final speech as president, targeted the people online who are speaking out. He said, all of you on social media critiquing your government, how about you go pick up a pen and clipboard and get some signatures and run for office? Like, that's the way the system works. Fucking cocksucker Obama is. You know, that's exactly also the point. Another comment taking a stab at the people speaking truth online, as if this isn't important. As if what's important is running for office in the corrupt system where you have to be a mega millionaire to make office. Yeah, you guys, you just get sucked in so easy. The president says it and then you say, see, there's the proof it happened. Don't you understand who's targeting you? See, this is why I need to go on Jeranism's show tonight. I'm hoping he's going to wake up. Look at this comment right here. There's a few comments left like this. Well, more than a few. How is Zach... This person's writing because they realize that in the video there's like 10 million thumbs down and all these attacks calling me a shill. So this person sees it and he says, how is Zach being a shill by presenting scientific data that the earth is a sphere? And you guys, this really is... If you have, you know, above a 5th grade cognitive function, which is actually above it's above the majority of the population in the U.S. I mean, if you have a 5th grade education and can remember the skills that you learned that year, you're further ahead than where the average American is. So anyway, if you have that level of intelligence, which literally less than half of our society does, and understand that's why I'm out here speaking out and giving people real knowledge. When you start thinking about things, when you start, you know, working your mind again, you can increase. There's a reason we're so dumb as a society. We can achieve, we can improve it. But anyway, how is Zach being a shill by presenting scientific data that the earth is a sphere? Ask yourself, what difference does it make if the earth is round or flat? How does this have any relevance to the New World Order? And the flat earthers, I'll answer for you guys. They're keeping the biggest secret back from us. If we just knew that the earth was flat. But then what? ... Then what? Wouldn't everything still be the same? Same tyranny, same false terrorism, same constant fear, same poisoning of the food, same everything. Same slave state where parents have to just slave away, can't even spend time with their children who are raised by the state, getting programmed at the schools, made into morons, learning the bad culture that pumped through the TV. This is what's going on in America. Flat earth or spherical earth. So anyway, it doesn't have any relevance to the New World Order. Flat earthers. Now that I just answered that for you, I finished the ... where you actually finish the thought. We are being dumbed down and brought back to wasting time arguing over things that have been debunked and proven wrong, like the flat earth. I feel like I'm in the 14th century reading some of these comments. And you know what I've been saying since I was 18? They're taking us back. They're making us dumber and dumber. I saw it when they put in George W. Bush as the president. See, you have to understand. People get mad at me because I also call out the Republicans more than the Democrats. That's because the Republicans are the retarded fucking majority of this country. Almost to 100%. Almost every fucking retard moron in this nation votes Republican. And that's why you get crackheads like George W. Bush who can't even formulate a sentence. That's why you get the orange Oompa Loompa, born with a silver spoon in his mouth, Donald Trump. You got the crackhead's father before that. Then you got the actor with Alzheimer's, Ronald Reagan, before that. The Republicans are just fucking retards. They think they're a good party. No, the Republican Party, the American Party. All they do is come in office and fuck everyone in the ass except for the super mega rich. They pass all the fees and taxes down to the poorest. They do all the regulation. They cut all the regulations that protect consumers in mega industry. Like, I'm suffering from that right now. Right now, I cannot get my house repaired because the insurance is trying to pay me fucking $6,000. I have 3 bids for $24,000. A drunk driver crashed into my house and I can't even get their insurance to pay out what the work is. They're trying to hold me at $6,000. Fucking my house is knocked off 2 walls. The corner of the house is missing. Oh my God, True Seeker. This is all what's going on in America. You know, the whole Bush administration, all they did was cut all this regulation so that just makes it so insurance companies don't have to pay out and help people. Remember how Bush campaigned on, he always said it was all about limo chasers, or not limo chasers, what are they called? Ambulance chasers. That was they campaigned that whole year on the ambulance chasers. We're going to get all the ambulance chaser practice. You know what that really was? That was getting rid of all the regulations for insurance companies so that they actually had to fix something so that if a doctor, fucking murdered you, the family could recoup some money. That's what they did. They got rid of all the regulations that protect people like myself. And you know what else sucks? It's expensive to go out and get a lawyer because that's what everyone's saying. You got to go out and get a lawyer. Well, guess what? I've called like every fucking lawyer in town. And all of them are saying it's probably going to end up costing me about the same amount that I'd get back. So it'll just be a net wash. Welcome to America. This is why I don't give a fuck about the flat earth, because I know I've lived in hell my whole life. I grew up in a poor household with 2 working class parents that just want to murder each other every day. That took out their frustration on me and everyone else around them. And I recognize a lot of people in the same situation I am. That's the life of half of this country. And if we as a people could wake up and start working together, we could change this world in a hurry. Turn heaven into hell. Doesn't matter if the earth's flat or sphere. Figure that out when we take back the military. We'll find out who the honest pilot is that'll fly out to the edge of the earth if it's there. Send one of these F-16s that we don't need to kill any more people, fly it into the firmament and see if it blows up. I'm pretty sure none of these things are going to happen, but if we take the world back, we can figure out if the earth's flat. What do you guys see, you flat earthers? Do you see you going out in the streets with signs marching, show me our flat earth? What, you think that's going to inspire the people who won't even come out to a protest that's about protecting their quality of food, giving them a living wage? These people don't even give a fuck about themselves. You think they're going to care about the flat earth? They got to watch Desperate Housewives of, Atlanta midgets. Welcome to America. Understand, I've been speaking out since I was 18. 2001, 15 years. I know something about speaking out and how to reach people. It's very difficult, and I know your flat earth bullshit is not going to be it. Plus, teaching people the earth's flat's going to turn them into someone who knows even less about the world. Now look at this shit. Tell me flat earth's not a psyop on YouTube. I upload 4 videos that have nothing but facts in them. Nothing but facts showing that the earth is not flat. 4 videos. 69 likes, 123 dislikes. When I first posted this video, it had like 40 some likes and 10 dislikes. You mean to tell me that it's only gotten 29 more likes and 113 more dislikes since I first posted it? How about this next video? This video shows that the flat earth model could never work. Can't work. Fact. Unless you're a believer. My government would never attack me on 9/11. 66 likes, 180 dislikes? Well, it's just like if YouTube existed after 9/11 and I was making videos saying what I was saying, I mean, they would have got likes and dislikes like this. It would have been the same thing. And the thing is, with all these videos that I made, all these comments, There's not a single person trying to refute a point I'm making except for Richie from Boston. So I'm going to give Richie from Boston some props for trying to argue for the flat earth, but we're going to take on his point in just a moment. Here, a video that I show that the stars spin in opposite directions in opposite hemispheres. Just like how storms spin in opposite directions. It's because your perspective's, the opposite way. So everything's backwards. Because it's a sphere. You're on the other side of the sphere. Everything's in reverse. That is proof that we're on a sphere. How could you have a flat earth with a northern and southern hemisphere, which would be like the inner disk and outer disk? How could you have the stars spinning in opposite directions on that map? You could not. That's proof the Earth's not a sphere. Or, excuse me, I just made the flat earthers happy. That's proof the Earth is not flat. And I've been saying that for 2 years. Here, and the flat earthers, they want to use their small personal perspective that the horizon looks flat from where they stand to say that that's the Earth's flat. This video explains why that is very faulty thinking and shows you again how it's impossible for the Earth to be flat. Also, I just put out this video the other day, and I'm not rude to anybody in here. I showed how a flat earther made a video attacking me falsely, slandering me, to prove that the Earth was flat. He didn't even address a single point I made. He just slandered me with nothing but lies. I make a video and I say, see, this is part of the reason I don't like the flat earth community. They make arguments that are illogical. How can you say that the Earth is flat because Zachary K. Hubbard's a liar? He wrote, Zachary K. Hubbard's a proven liar. I'm not a proven liar. He didn't explain how I'm a proven liar, but he just said that that's proof that the Earth's flat because I'm a proven liar, which isn't even true. I have 2,000 videos and you can't find a lie on any of them. You can find where I've been wrong about things, but you can't find where I'm lying about anything. I just give you guys the facts, and everything I show is verifiable. Out of the 2,000 videos I made, I have like 6 videos where I made one math error. And there's normally like a lot of math problems in a video. So that's a very low percentage rate of mistakes. I mean, if somebody wanted to come and say I've made some mistakes in calculations, they've been insignificant and they've been so minuscule. I mean, a very small fraction of a percent. But I've never lied, and where I've made mistakes, it's just an accident. Mistakes happen with math. Anyone who's taken math classes knows the math teacher makes mistakes all the time. Math, that's why you got to double check your work, triple check, quadruple check. And I do quadruple check my work a lot. I want to make sure it's accurate. That's why I have so few mistakes. But anyway, I showed how his video, it had all these huge number of views. Look at this. See, again, it says my video has 4,000 views and it has nearly 900 comments. I have more comments than his video had. And his video had this monster views with like 1,500 thumbs up, almost no thumbs down. And all he did was lied about me. All these views, all this positive feedback, and all he did was lie and call me a liar. Here's my video just saying, hey man, what's up with that? Let me defend myself. 189 likes, 247 dislikes. Low views compared to the... Can't you guys see? YouTube, the way they do stats on the flat earth, the way they employ trolls to attack videos, troll the content maker. I've been trolled nonstop for 2 years for not supporting the flat earth. 2 years. This is an ongoing paid-for operation. There is a lot of muscle behind it. It's why every video on YouTube that supports flat earth has a ton of likes, and everyone that exposes it for being what it is, it's almost as bad as my video. Way more dislikes than likes. This is an operation. It's very clear. If you have a brain, if you have critical thinking, if you have reasoning, you can see that YouTube is supporting the flat earth psyop. And YouTube is not here for the truth. YouTube suppresses all legitimate, important truth. So let's give Richie from Boston his final props. Richie from Boston responded to this video, which showed that the flat earth is impossible using mathematics. And it is a sound proof. It is a proven fact the flat earth is a farce, and this video demonstrates that. Here's Richie from Boston's response to try to... Richie from Boston's a flat earth promoter. He's also the guy who recently lied to his audience on a live stream, played sound effects, and told his audience that his computer was on fire and melting down to try to make it look like he's getting hacked for doing absolutely nothing. And then raised money off that. And raised a chunk of change. He's saying he only raised $600 off it. Okay, you ripped people off for $600? You know what? That's sick, man. That is sick. And also in his videos attacking me, he's saying I've been raising all this money for myself off YouTube. Never once. I haven't made a single dollar off YouTube. Every dollar I've raised is for the project that exists, allfortruth.com, the website to unite truth seekers, an honest place to talk nicely to each other about all things, including flat earth. I'm convinced that if people have honest discussions about flat earth on allfortruth.com, all4truth.com, social media, forums, instant messaging, and so much more, completely free, the place online for truth seekers. The only money I've ever raised was for building that website, making this happen, and right now I'm paying a lot of money that was raised to support this website that can host at least 100,000 of us. I'm trying to get everybody that uses YouTube to begin sharing their videos, having their conversations there, using the forums there, because there's no censorship. No one will delete your comments. Jeranism. Jeranism left a message for me this morning, and he was attacking me, saying I deleted his comment, and then he was calling me a shill or something. And I responded back, not very nice. And I said, dude, I didn't delete your comment for the millionth time. Stop posting important comments on YouTube. YouTube deletes, filters, comments, messes with the conversations. It's part of the reason I built All for Truth, or had it built. We need a place online where we can have real conversations. YouTube, isn't it? If you're wasting your time reading the messages, the comments in YouTube, that's just one of the most idiotic things you can do with your time. First of all comment sections are full of trolls, disinfo, people trying to mislead. Plus, the most important comments get deleted all the time by YouTube. So when you're filtering the comments to try to find out what a video's about, you're reading a bunch of disinfo that's trying to mess with your head before you even watch the video. And the best content that would be there, it's probably already been deleted. So anyway, Jeranism was attacking me this morning for supposedly deleting his comment. I just responded, dude, I don't delete anybody's comments. Stop. I said, again, join All for Truth, man. Have your discussion there. So anyway, I think he realized, like, oh yeah, that's probably true. People losing their shit over the comments. But anyway, Richie from Boston writes this. Just to start with their professor, and he doesn't know how to spell professor. See, this is what I hate about this world. You know, Richie from Boston, he has likable qualities, you know, and sometimes he comes across as sincere, and he seems legit. Like last year after the Oregon standoff, which I predicted to the T, I said it would last 41 days, ending on February 11th, which is exactly what happened. Predicted that right off the bat. But Richie from Boston last year made a video thanking me for showing him that was a psyop because he was about to drive out there and go to war. And that was the first time I ever heard of him. And I said, oh, well, you're welcome, man. I'm glad you found my channel. But the next thing I knew, he was like taking stabs at me. And I was like, I thought this guy was grateful for my work. Now he's like coming here posting bullshit. So anyway, I've seen the likable side of Richie from Boston, but make no mistake about it, this man is a con man. He's employed to be here. He's employed by Montegraph, the man who made the videos threatening me about Christmas Eve and then my house. Very weird story. My house was ran into by a drunk driver on Christmas Eve. I got a letter in the mail, the physical mailbox, reminding about my house and the road it was on, starting the letter. And the next thing I know, 2 days later, there's a car into my house. Anyway, Montegraph, when he was threatening me, let the world know that Richie from Boston's his employee. He's been his employee for 6 years. Who else is Montegraph's employee? Why is Montegraph wearing a black and white checkered mask like the Freemasons and letting us know Richie from Boston's his employee and some other people like Enter the Stars? How many of you Christians are taken by Casey, Enter the Stars, who starts every video with, hey guys, it's Casey and I was born on the 88th day of the year? What a psychopath. That's a guy who you can tell thinks he's God, and he thinks because he's born on the 88th day of the year, God sent him here to solve the world with all of his false misunderstanding of everything. So Montegraph, he has some of these people, Richie from Boston, Dabu7. Somebody said Dabu7's Montegraph's son. I don't know if that's true, but it would make sense. They're both douchebags. You know what, Montegraph? I know you'll watch this. You have more common sense than any of your goons that you own and operate, but you're a piece of work, buddy, with your black and white mask. Mr. Tough Guy on the internet. But here's Richie from Boston. Just to start there, Professor, the map he's using is nowhere near accurate, so all his words are moot. So anyway, the point I was going to make about Richie from Boston is he's not brilliant. He's not a complete moron. but he's somewhere next to average. And see, it's just better to be average in this world because that's where most people are, and average recognize average and get along with average, and average get duped by average. It's how Richie from Boston can play sound effects and rip off his audience and they fall for it. It's pathetic. Who can be screaming that their computer's on fire and their computer is working just fine, and then they say it for like 45 seconds and then do their regular sign-off? I mean, if your computer's on fire, it's not going to be working. You're not going to be recording and making a video and doing a live stream. So, that's the difficulty about being intelligent in this world. And I started to realize that as about a 7-year-old. By the time I was 7, I realized I was smarter than almost all the adults around me in my life, including my own parents. And I was a little asshole, as many of you can imagine, as I've said many times before. So, for all the people who hate on me, I've always said, I'm not a perfect person. I'm an asshole. I said, don't be like me. I'm not here to be a role model. I'm here to wake you up, motivate you to take this world back about the things that matter, That's the one thing about me. I might be an asshole, but I care about other people, especially the children of this world, growing up like I did. There's millions of children in this world living in hell right now. And it doesn't need to be that way. And the flat earth's not going to help them. So that's the show tonight, Truth Seeker. That's the message. We'll see how many thumbs down this video gets. Until next time.